When you think of the beauty of Christmas, you don't think about the Christmas ham, the presents under the trees. You think about the good that is done in the world. And, it has been said that it's the one time of the year where we're the people that we always wish we could be. And that happens at Christmas time. We just wish it could last all year long. And joining us now are folks from an organization that has been doing this for now 30 years. It's the Christian Assembly Care Outreach Ministry. And joining us in studio, the people who've been doing this all this time, Rebecca Salopek and Stephen Salopek. Good morning and welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. And congratulations on such a wonderful, wonderful outpouring for the community.
Well, God is good. We give him the thanks.
But God works through people, and he certainly has worked through you in terms of this. 30 years ago, where'd you come up with the idea for this?
Well, it's a funny story. About 2 o'clock in the morning, my husband rolled over in bed and said, "Are you up?" And I said, "Well, I am now." And he said, "I have an idea." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I would like to cook dinner on Christmas Day." And I said, "Well, I think you should roll over, go back to sleep." And he said, "Well," he says, "we have been going into," and we had been as a church, we had been going into the different housing sites on all the holidays and the nursing homes, and we had been cooking brunch and breakfast on. And we would do it on the day, Thanksgiving Day, 4th of July. We would make sure it would always done on the actual holiday. And he said, "We have been doing every holiday, but nobody does Christmas except Light of Life in Pittsburgh." He says, "I thought we could do it here." And I said, "Who's going to come?" And he said, "Well, we don't know until we try." And I said, "But it's 3 weeks before Christmas." He said, "Well, let's just try it." So got up in the morning. Of course, I think I stayed up half the night like this, just thinking, and went to Pastor Dale and brought it to him. And him being the type of outreach pastor, he just enveloped the idea and ran with it and said, "It sounds wonderful. Let's take it to the church, see what they say." And that's how we started.
Yeah. And how many people did you have that first year?
That first day, we had between 50 and 100. I think it was around in between, like 75 people, which was really like a Steeler game to us because we only had 3 weeks to prepare. We put a little flyer up, and it said these exact words, "Don't be alone or hungry," that we had 30 years ago. And the church just made a potluck dinner. And we opened our doors, had some mittens on a tree.
Okay.
And that was it. It was awesome.
And how were you able to get the donations in that quick of a time to turn it over?
Well, everybody more or less pitched in from their pocket in the church. And we started, with this first one, and a couple of the neighbors had heard and were giving us, a 20 here, a 10 here. People were coming in. And then from that point, we thought, we could do this, and it could be bigger. Maybe we could give away new coats and new things and open it up to the community. And we decided that it would be from the community to the community. It would just be a win-win situation. We would send out letters and say, "Would you like to donate? Do you know people who could use this service?" Not just those who didn't have, but those who were alone, which is equally as important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it has expanded
Yes,
over the
absolutely.
30-year period. And how many people did you serve last year? How many do you expect to serve this year?
We would like to think that we would get 1,500.
Wow.
We always cook for 1,000 minimal. And the highest that we've had is 1,500. And that's really what we're setting our sights on, not because we're trying to attain a high number, because we think the need has become so great, it has increased every year.
Yeah, that's what's troubling to me. I've been in this business for more than 30 years, and I remember when the mills closed and
Yes.
things were very bleak in the county. And I would do shows with food banks and outreaches and thinking, and I would say to them, I hope we don't have to do this next year. I hope we put you out of business because that people are going to be doing so well. But the need seems to be even greater today. How is that possible?
Well, with the decline in the economy, and Christmas has been proven through research, and we've done studies. I'm a caseworker by trade, so we've all been trained to know and understand that Christmas especially is one of the most difficult times for people. It's the highest rate of suicide. And I think amongst us, including my husband and the church, we decided that it was important to minister to the whole man, not just give them a meal, but to give them a warm place to find camaraderie and fellowship. But we wanted to provide, too. So we meet the needs with new clothing, all new toys, Santa Claus pictures. We have rooms full of resources that our guests, who are many times suffering from such depression and anxiety, you have access right in front of you into 2 big rooms filled with representatives from all social services. They come and volunteer their time. They could sign you up right there for things that are needed that they wouldn't have access to.
And this is on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day, that's how we decided to do it.
So there are a lot of people who are participating, donating not only services, but time on Christmas Day.
Yes. We have between the highest amount that we've had in volunteers is 400. We have to have at least 200 to 400 volunteers that are going around throughout the day, and they're making sure you have a place to sit, a place to eat, a place to go to resources. Everything's done very organized and in shifts. You call in. It's a beautiful sense of fellowship. And I think that we've made it a place that people feel is a safe harbor.
It's very selfless on the part of your individuals that they would be willing to give their time on Christmas Day.
Without the volunteers, there would be no
it's
dinner.
Crazy. Yeah, you think, oh no, I'm sleeping in. No, I'm going to have eggnog and look at the tree and open presents. Here they are serving their fellow man at your place.
And what we have found is that the people that came to be served because they didn't have anything or they were alone are now back serving. So that's that unique reciprocal feeling that can't be beat.
Wow. And this takes place at the Beaver Falls High School.
Yes.
Are you in the Commons area there?
Well, actually, we have the whole cafeteria and the whole gym.
Wow.
It's completely filled.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
From top to bottom, and all around the sides. We have used the common area. When we went there to ask, we had already been at the church, and then when we hit 300, we knew we had to move out, and we were offered the Berkshire, which is the old Masonic
I remember
temple.
that, yes, yeah.
When we hit 800 there, that was 5 floors.
Right.
It became a bit cumbersome. So I went to the school and asked them, with the prodding of former Mayor Carl Boak, he said, go to the school, because he was a avid volunteer and supported us. He said, that would be wonderful all on one floor. And they enveloped the idea, and we've been doing it there. I think this is our 12th year, and they are phenomenal.
Wow, this is great. It's Christian Assembly Care Outreach Ministry. It is their 30th annual free dinner Christmas Day. And you bring in people from all over.
Yes.
Because you handed me a bus schedule here this morning, and I thought people would just make their way to Beaver Falls, or this was a lot of Beaver Falls people.
No.
But you're taking people in from Ambridge, Aliquippa, New Brighton, Rochester, everywhere around the county come to participate in this.
We have people from all states. Pastor Dale was talking about that yesterday. We spoke at Rotary, and they were asking these same questions. And remember, we were talking about?
Well, we were talking about volunteers coming from wherever, whenever they come back to visit for Christmas. They have found, because of the papers or whatever that their family has given, that they want to help. As far as the bus routes go, it is from that whole county area, because our goal was that each city would have its own Christmas meal on Christmas Day. And we've made available what we have experienced so that it would help them not have to reinvent the wheel. Here's the information. Here's how we've done it. Here it is. Please take it. And fortunately, we've had that happen one other place, and we thank God for that. And it's been very powerful for the whole county to come together for this time.
And, success has many suitors, I guess. And because you've been so successful at this, and it started it 30 years ago, people probably think, hey, the care ministry is doing such a wonderful job. Let's just let them do it.
Well, we've actually talked about that very idea because my goal and Stephen's goal in the beginning was, let's plant a seed in every city in the area, and they can have their own free Christmas dinner. Well, every time a church, which I'm still getting asked now, come and present how you started, because we want to possibly think about it. Soon as I say we have 1,500 people and this is what we do, they want to take a Tylenol and lay down. And I said, that's not how you start. You start with 5 people, or 5 sheep, as we make a joke, a fork and a spoon, and a bowl of wedding soup. And you have a meal. But that's still our goal. We're still working to do that. The real irony is, Mike, is that we have established a $500 budget 30 years ago, and to this day, that budget, Pastor Dale will affirm this, is $500. I have to raise the rest myself, and that's what's done. We don't do bake sales. We don't sell tickets. We don't do raffles to raise money. It is strictly, again, to the community, from the community. It's not Rebecca's dinner, Stephen's dinner. It's the free annual Christmas Day meal. And God has been faithful. He is good. The people's donations, if I would even begin to tell you, they come to the dinner. Some people are very wealthy. They just don't have anybody. They may leave us a check.
Yeah.
Or the little ladies down the street on the corner bringing us $1, $5. And then we sent about 1,200 letters out this year. They went to area churches and businesses, and we asked them if they would consider maybe making us a part of their missions.
Yeah. Very good.
$50 here, whatever. That's how we survive.
And you, Rebecca, you started planning this the day after Thanksgiving,
Oh,
right?
yes, it's maybe a year ago. It's a year's working.
Very good. We're going to take a break right now. Pastor Dale and Rebecca Salopek. I thought, I apologize because I identified you as Stephen, but I see him lurking around the hallway.
He is there.
Out there, yeah. So we'll bring him in during this commercial break.
That'd be great.
On Beaver County Radio, Christian Assembly Care Outreach Ministry, their 30th annual free dinner Christmas Day taking place. We'll give you more details on it coming up on Beaver County Radio.
Nobody should be lonely, especially around the holidays. This is Cindy Halati